what I want to do is I want to trace out this part, but I have to undercut so it'll drop in side here all the way around. This I could probably either cut out or I can cut it out in the wood. It don't matter, because as long as the wood sits down in here, it's fine. And that's the way it's going to have to be, so we can get this. So we got to trace it out this way first, and then we got to subtract from it. Alright, I got it marked here and here. I'm going to cut that out. Alright, I'm going to cut just in the right of this line, just, you know, about an 1/8 inch in. It's going to be pretty difficult for me to follow this. So I've just got to remember to cut it a little smaller so it'll drop in there. Got to do also is I got more work to do on this one here. Okay, if you look in here, and on this one, there's these little things sticking up. I don't know how well you can see that in the video. Am I in camera, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay, but we got to cut these off because you see how this one is? There's nothing sticking up. We want the wood to come down to here. But we got to get these little lips off of here. We got 3 of them we got to take off. We're not worried about this because I cut around it with the wood, you know, with the saber saw. But we have to cut out these things, the 3 of them. So we're using the Harbor Freight multi-function tool. It does a good job on plastic. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we'll see if I can get in there and cut it without cutting everything all to hell here. Let's see if we can get into the... Matter of fact, what I think I'm going to do is see if I can clamp this down. See if I can clamp this down this way and plug the tool in. It works better if you plug it in. It's funny how these things work better when they're plugged in. Okay, we'll plug that into here. All right, and we're going to cut on. Oh, we got 2 of them here. Let's see if I can. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to cut it, but we'll give it a try. Here we go. You got a good view on that?
Yeah.
Almost. Cut a little more. I don't want to cut down too much. I think I better just quit while I'm ahead, as I can't quite see that too good. Okay, that's good. I could take a file and finish that off. Now we're going to turn it around and get the other side here, which is right here, and the sun is on it, so that's good. I might be able to see that better. All right, nothing like a lot of light to see by. Perfect. All right, I'm going to finish them up with the file. Do that off camera. That wood should fit in there better. Okay. All right, so I filed down these little lips here, so all this is equal now. So we should drop right in there.
Perfect. Like a puzzle.
Now you see it can support the weight of Dorkel without caving in.
I hope it don't crack the plastic.
No. It ain't gonna crack the plastic. Now, what I gotta do here now is I gotta mount some bolts on here to hold it, and but before I do that, I gotta get the leg mechanism made up here. So Dorkel will sit on the top of this. His body will sit up on top like this. The problem's going to be, the biggest problem's going to be, this thing's bigger than it really needs to be, but if I had to make an ass form from scratch, it would be too big of a project. So this is going to be overhanging. I'm hoping this shirt will cover this. If not, we got problems, because we won't be able to hide it very well.
Can't you paint it though? You gotta paint it?
Yeah, you have to have the same fabric as pants. I'd have to put blue jean material in there or something. All right, so now, in actuality, we almost got room for anything in the future that needs to go in here. Since all his leg mechanism is going to be on the outside, this is going to be the bottom, and Dorkel sits on top of this as we agreed on now. We decided, I should say. So there's room in here, I don't know how much room, to put in anything I need to put in here in the future, such as another battery or something, and it would simply have a plug and it would plug into here. So that's something to think about in the future, but right now we have to come up with the leg mechanism, so that when Uncle Dorkel is sitting down, he'll have a padded ass. When he's sitting down, his legs have got to be able to go down like that, depending on which way which is the front and which is the back. We haven't established which is the front and which is the back yet.
I think the top is the front.
Well, I'm talking about the front to the back, the belly and the ass end.
Oh, okay.
So right now we'll remove this over here, and we're going to decide what we're going to do. Okay, well, I came up with this idea. We took a couple of these straps. I got a Home Depot that I had left over. We bent it out, and we're going to have one here, and I got to drill a hole in this one, and we're going to have another one here, like that, and the leg is going to be hinged here, so it can go up and down, and we got to make sure that we got enough throw so that his knees, when he's sitting down, his knees can be up like this. So that's the way it'll be here. Now, in order to have his legs, when he's sitting down, to be able to move like a human, move his legs to the left, to the right, we got to have these pivot on the baseboard. So what I'm commencing to do here is to drill a hole through both of these pieces of metal so I can put a bolt down through onto the base wood. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for the base wood. I'm trying to keep the weight down, or whether I'm going to use this. It don't really matter. I just got to trim it so that these things will swivel. Theoretically, they can swivel all the way around, but the pants is going to limit the leg travel anyways. So the leg will only go this way. Naturally, it won't go to the back. This is the back of the unit. So when he's sitting down, he needs his legs to be up like this. Now, I'll probably not do a skint where he's standing straight up. So, in other words, he could sit down and bend his legs, but if he really couldn't stand all the way up, because you'd hit here, so his legs would be kind of like, oh, I don't know, like this or something like that, or the other way. I'm not sure now. I'm trying to visualize it. So I think what we'll just do is make sure that the legs can be moved in the sitting position. I'm not going to get too crazy with the standing position. We're going to work with that, but we got to make the pivot on this. So we're going to do that off camera. Simply going to drill a hole in here, put a bolt through here, and each one of these get drilled out, and they can be turned like this. And then I'll drill out this and establish where the pivot point will be. You don't want the pivot point way up here because you're not going to be able to move it. So you probably want the pivot point down about halfway. So the legs will go like this, and we'll have an option to go a little bit like that. See? But never straight like a human. I mean, I would take a ball and socket for that. I'm not going to be doing that. This is not going to be a big deal.